Now we're getting into the next section of the Book of Concord as we go through it in these daily devotions. And it's the Small Catechism. And if you were raised in a Lutheran church, you probably went through some version of the Small Catechism in confirmation. And even if you weren't necessarily going through the book, like that's normally the curriculum for a confirmation class is built around the Small Catechism, because it's the fundamentals of the faith kind of in a simple form, and how it's presented is this: the Small Catechism is a resource for the head of household to teach the faith to kids. And that's kind of the fundamental of, where did it start? What was it originally for? Was that? So what we're going to do is we're going to step through this. And we're going to take our time, because there's a lot of good stuff here, and there are a lot of good conversations to have. So where the Small Catechism starts is the 10 Commandments. And the first commandment is this. It is, you are to have no other gods. What is this? What does this mean? It's, we are to fear, love, and trust God above all things. And how I'm going to do these is I'm going to walk through it, and I'm going to hopefully leave you with some devotional thoughts. And the devotional thought here is just thinking about what it means to fear, love, and trust God. Fear, not so much in like a terror, but in a respect and in a recognition that if it were not for His mercy, God would be totally in the right to condemn us. So kind of that kind of fear. Love, I think we understand a little better, and trust, I think we understand a little better. But the question is, and the thing to kind of think about, if the question is, when and how do we break the first commandment? It's, when do we fear something other than God? More than God? When do we love something more than God? When do we trust something more than God? And this comes down to a question of idolatry. What is your idol? What are we putting in the place of God? So an example for fear is, are you afraid of where the economy's heading more than you're afraid of God? Are you afraid of what someone in charge is going to do more than you're afraid of the fear of God? Are you afraid of losing your job more than you're afraid of God? They're questions worth asking, and I hope the answer to all those is no, but it's something to think about. With love, do you love your family more than you love God? Do you love your kids? Do you love your church? Do you love your friends? Do you love certain kinds of food more than you love God? That last one, I really hope is a joke. Do you love your sports team more than you love God? And then do you trust your bank account more than you trust God? Like when it really comes down to what are you going to rest on? What's your safety net? Is it that God's going to take care of you? Or is it that, oh, I have a nest egg. Oh, I have this backup plan. Oh, I have this career. I have this skill set, So that's our devotion for today, is this first commandment: you are to have no other gods. And the fact that it means we fear, love, and trust God above all things. So if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have concerns, that's what the section below is for. Unless you're watching these on our website, I suppose, then go to YouTube and ask the questions or reach out to me individually. Regardless, brothers and sisters, go in peace, serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.